Hello, welcome back to another series in I Think Musicians Are Extraordinary project. And today we're in Vermont. We're in Hyde Park, Vermont right now, interviewing Sergio Torres. Sergio lives in Waterbury, Vermont. Thank you so much for coming and
It is my pleasure.
being here, willing to do our interview. Wonderful. And I'm going to ask Sergio some questions. We're going to get to know him a little better. I've known Sergio for many years. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, most likely about 10 years, I think.
Maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes back, yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. Sergio is an amazing person, really just a genuine, honest, beautiful person that if you ever get to meet him, you'll be glad you did.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
That's how I feel about you too, you know. So
well, that's
just
very nice.
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad you came today and willing to do this with me. Sure. So we're going to start out with this regular questions, pretty much, what I would love to know. At what age would you say you became willing or interested in doing music, something with music?
Yeah, I was a young man. I grew up in New York City and Puerto Rico. So, but when I was about 9 years old in Puerto Rico, then my mom and dad were there. My uncles used to play Spanish music, you know, music from the island, from Puerto Rico. And of course, in those days, you see, I was born with a speech problem. I was a person who stutters.
Yeah.
I still am, but I have learned how to stutter in a way where I use slow speech. I use vocal fry, whatever type of techniques I was taught at UVM.
Okay.
That's the people who helped me. So I chose, I found out that when I sang, I don't stutter.
That's amazing.
I've been stuttering since I was a kid. And so I decided to start to learn how to sing songs. And in Puerto Rico, my uncles had guitars, and I became enamored with the instrument, with the guitar, because my uncles played, and it was all in Spanish, of course, so I learned. But my first chords, I think, were D, A, and E.
Yeah. Okay.
And and I never had good guitars until way years after, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's really cool and quite interesting about the stuttering. And how when you sing, and maybe that's
well
normal.
there's an artist.
Amazing.
You've heard of Mel Tillis.
Yeah.
Well, Mel Tillis was a person who stuttered, but when he sang, he never stuttered. Yeah. He made fun of himself, which I think is good, because you need to make fun of yourself. I mean, it was much harder for me to hear kids in school and teachers make fun of me than for me to make fun of my own self.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting. I'm thinking of something which one person would edit this, but instead I'm going to bring this camera a little closer because I want people to see you a little better. Okay. And I also forgot to maybe start this interview just saying that you're a musician that's played in Vermont for many, many years.
50 years.
50 years.
Since 19 Well, since 1978, so
Well.
it's more like 44 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a long time.
if you add the math, I don't, not quite, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Quite a long time. And
Yeah.
always in Vermont? Or just
Yeah, most of my musician life has been in this state.
yeah.
I have
Okay.
played in New York City,
Mm-hmm.
where I was born and where I lived
Yeah.
as an adult,
All right.
but never to the kind of semi-professional way that I did it, because what happened was in 1978 and 9, I started playing nursing homes in
That's right.
Vermont.
Yeah.
So I started playing in Barrie,
Yeah.
Montpelier, and it was a blessing. Then I found a job with the Vermont Arts Council,
Mm-hmm.
and the Vermont Arts Council were instrumental in having me go to the hospital and play like once a week in Barrie.
Yeah.
And they paid me to go into these homes. It was a non-profit thing, you know.
Yeah.
But then when my job ended with them after a year and a half, I began to volunteer an hour to go into these homes. So for many, many years, I just volunteered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Doing that. It must have been quite
And it's a
fulfilling for
blessing.
you.
Well, it's a blessing because the elderly, the senior citizens who live in these homes, they need this art. I mean, I admire so many of my friends, men and women,
Yeah.
who are still going to nursing homes now.
Yeah.
I have so many wonderful friends who are still going to many homes once a month, and they play and they bring the happiness of music
Yeah.
to people, especially those people with Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Music is such a wonderful gift,
Yeah.
because when somebody with Alzheimer's hears "On the Road Again, Just Can't Wait," they just sing it with you.
Yeah.
So music is an awesome medicine
Yeah.
for people with that disease. And you know, it's not just there's a lot of different types of Alzheimer's and dementia. Okay, dementia is that big spectrum. You know,
Right.
Alzheimer's is just one of them,
piece of
and
it.
that's a pretty bad one when you have Alzheimer's. Yeah,
Quite terrible.
but it's a blessing, and I thank God every day that I'm still involved in these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives as much to you as to them.
Oh, yes. And they love Frank Sinatra. They love Johnny Cash. They love the Beatles.
Yeah.
The Eagles. I mean, there's a lady who was 75 years old and was asking me for an Eagle song.
Really, huh?
So I started playing "I Got a Peaceful, Easy Feeling," you know, and she loved it.
I bet she did.
And she was in the home, and she had a certain type of dementia. I'm not quite sure what type it was, but yeah. So it's but I've been blessed. I know so many wonderful musicians, you included, my dear friend.
Thanks.
And I know so many wonderful ladies, singers and male singers and guitar players. And I always learn from all of these friends I have out there playing.
Yeah.
And I play in a band too.
Right. This is true.
I play with a band called Still Kicking. And
they're amazing. All you guys, I love going
we
to
are
see you play.
a summer band. Of course, we only play maybe 8 or 9 jobs a year, even though we would play more if we wanted to pursue that.
Yeah.
The musicians in the band and the people we have, we're very sad to have lost Mr. Joseph Moore, Joe Moore.
This year, right?
Saxophone player, extraordinary. And he was an unbelievable human being himself. What a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
That guy was.
He
was. A good friend, wonderful individual, trustworthy, everything about Joe. And I feel really bad that we have lost Joe.
Yeah.
The state has lost Joe because Joe played everywhere. He played everywhere.
Yeah. He was an incredible saxophone player.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. I was fortunate to be able to see him at a few different things and with still kicking, of course. Yeah. You guys are amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah,
my pleasure. But I'm humble about this. I know that there's musicians. I mean, this state has some of the best musicians are in Vermont. I mean, Burlington it has Brattleboro, Rutland. There's musicians all over the state that are just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There sure are.
Yeah. And of course, I've heard you playing in a lot of places.
Thanks.
And I know that you're humble. So,
yeah. I would say the same to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and thank you. I wonder, do you have a favorite type of music or a favorite song, and what makes that your favorite?
Okay, really and honestly, I don't have a favorite song because I have favorite songs, plural.
Do you have a few?
And artists. I mean, like I'm a big Gordon Lightfoot fan.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the Beatles, Frank Sinatra, Simon and Garfunkel.
And you play all their...
Yeah, and I play a lot of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just love music, and I thank God that He has given me that ear, because I don't read music at all.
No.
Even when I sing in church, the church music, I have to hear it first.
Okay.
But all I have to do is hear it once and I have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I have it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's another
what
gift.
A gift. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely a gift. Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you have many, obviously, favorites.
I do.
That's great. I think, okay, surprise question, which won't be a surprise anymore to anyone. What, if you could be any kind of fruit, what would you be?
Believe it or not, I love prunes.
Okay, you'd be a prune.
And I eat a lot of prunes. And people know what prunes do anyway, so I'm not gonna explain why.
I appreciate that.
But
why would
prunes,
you be one?
Because prunes are...
Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. Prunes are just wrinkled, they're so nice and wrinkled. They remind me of me when I'm gonna be that age.
Okay.
Where I'm gonna be all wrinkled like a prune.
Okay. I wonder if you're ever gonna be wrinkly. You have the youngest face.
Yeah. My mother, I'm actually 69 years old, and my mother died at 86, and her face was so young.
Yeah.
And my father too, he died at 85. Their faces were young,
Yeah.
no wrinkles.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You're just like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was all the plantains that we ate
Oh.
when we were growing up, and the rice and beans. Yeah.
All that made for this beautiful young-looking skin through your entire lifetime.
Yeah. No, but about
But the prune,
the fruit.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, actually, that was a joke about the prune. I actually would be an orange.
An orange.
To be honest, I
Why?
love oranges because oranges are sweet and they just wonderful to eat. I mean, and you can have orange juice. You can put oranges in and make an orange cake. You can, I mean, orange is a citrus that I grew up when I was a young man in Puerto Rico. And I ate so many oranges. And I think the smell, because of the smell too, the smell of the orange is beautiful, is sweet.
Yeah.
And my second fruit will maybe be the lemon.
Okay.
I love lemon and limes a lot.
Okay. You
So
do,
yeah. I just like that sweetness,
the
that
citrus,
that citrus smell.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but the prune nutcher.
You're the first person to say 3 different.
Yeah. Okay.
That's so great, though. Love it. I'm always curious how people are going to answer that question. I know it's quite silly, but it's a lot of fun. Everybody has
of course.
a different fruit, and they have a different reason, and just it's fun.
I used to love grapefruits, but because of the medicines I take, I cannot eat grapefruit. Yeah.
Right. Some medications you.
Yes, exactly, my friend. Yeah.
Now, Sergio, do you write some music of your own, right?
Yeah,
Instrumental
I write
music.
Yeah, I write instrumental pieces. Yeah. I'm not per se a songwriter. I'm not a lyricist. Maybe I could write a song or two, and I have, but I wouldn't play them anywhere.
Okay.
But definitely in the nursing home that I work at, I have written songs while people are sick in the rooms. I go into people's rooms a lot of times, and I get inspired with my guitar, and I just play a piece. I've done that for many people, and especially people who are dying.
Yeah.
And
it's okay.
Sorry.
That's hard.
I just love people, you know.
You do.
Yeah, and I just I thank the good Lord that He has gotten me involved in the geriatric, like nursing homes for so long. I've been doing this for a long time.
You have.
And my first gig was at the Vermont State Hospital in Waterbury.
Wow.
And it was my first time ever playing anywhere in that way.
Really?
Yeah, and
that's what it was.
And it was an interesting situation when I played there.
I bet it was.
And yeah. But it was a blessing, and then I knew that that's what I wanted to actually do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I played in different bands. I was playing in a country band. We played in Hyde Park a whole lot. And
that's right. What was the name of it?
You heard us. Well, it was called the Craftberry Vibrations at first, and then it changed to just the Vibrations.
Okay.
And it was a country band with a bunch of wonderful musician friends.
Yeah.
That I miss so much, and I don't get to see them anymore. But yeah.
Right. I did see you once.
Yes.
At a VFW.
Yeah.
Some years ago.
VF,
yeah, for sure. So you do write a little bit some instrumental music, and you
Yeah, I
often have
do.
found yourself doing it at the time in someone's room.
Yeah,
When they're
well,
dying. Yeah.
when they're dying,
Right.
yeah, I get inspired to just make beautiful sounds on the guitar, and I usually make up a whole song a lot of times, a whole piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll be happy to play you one of them afterwards.
Well, I would love
If you
that
wanna
if you
hear
would.
it, yeah.
Sure, of course.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. We're going to do that then after we
Yep.
ask you a few more questions.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. So, I'm curious if there was a particular mentor or an artist that most influenced you in your music and your music choices.
I would honestly have to say there was John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr.
Okay.
The Beatles. If you were to ask me for my second one, who I would consider Gordon Lightfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon Lightfoot was just such a wonderful song writer. Wrote songs about everything, but his love songs are beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, yeah.
So true. Yeah. So these were your most influential, you feel?
Yeah, and then of course, James Taylor, Simon and Garfunkel.
Sure.
I do a few of their songs. So when I play out, I play a variety of music. I don't just stick to a folk
genre.
Yeah, one genre. I like to mix it up.
Yeah.
It's like I like Frank Sinatra, and for 3 years I studied his music and his words, and so I'm like 48 Frank Sinatra songs I know right now.
I didn't know you knew that many.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of them. Yeah.
Yes.
Stuff like she gets too hungry for dinner, and come fly with me. All of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like his happy songs though. The only one that I learned that's slow is I Did It My Way, and another few others like The Way You Wear Your Hat. The way, things like that. But
right.
Yeah.
You love that. And you do it so well. You do it so well.
Thank you. Oh, I try. I do it in my own way, with just one guitar, there's much you can do, even though I have a lot of friends. I have people who have special amplifiers. They can actually dub their guitars, and then they can add a lead at the same time. I know a few of those musicians who are great at that.
Right.
But that's not me.
Yeah. You do amazing for one person doing what you do.
Thank you.
Very inspirational and very entertaining. You are engaged with the audience the whole time.
That's how I feel about you too, because you go out there and you engage the audience, and you do it your way. And I don't like to copy exactly how the song is. I like to add my own 2 or 3 cents to it.
Yes, sure.
Because number one, you're never gonna really be who they were. You're not gonna sound. Right. There's a lot of imitation bands out there. Like there are Beatle bands all over the place.
Sure.
Elvis, how many Elvises there are in the world? Sure. You will laugh if you hear the Mexican Elvis.
Really?
His name is Elvis.
Okay, that sounds rather entertaining.
Yeah, and
you like to add your own flair.
Oh yeah. Like even with Frank Sinatra songs, a lot of times number one, I do him in my key because a lot of, he has a good voice and a good key. So I usually, because I don't have the orchestrations that he had, I had to add my own thing.
Right, exactly.
And a lot of times I go, like when the way you wear your hat, you make your own little sounds and whistlings.
Yes, exactly.
I like to ad-lib in that way when I do songs.
Yeah. I think you just do it amazingly. I love the way and I love hearing you do a song I haven't heard yet and see how you get whatever the flair you give to it. The Sergio flair.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any process for when you know you're going to go on to perform on stage to prepare yourself?
Yeah, it's always nerve-wracking. I mean, I always get nervous on the first song, always. But once I'm doing it, I just relax. My body just relaxes, and I start doing what I do. And another secret I have is to do a song that people know very well, not to do a song. First, like for example, sometimes I start with Margaritaville because everybody in the bar knows. And so once I start saying, wasting away again in Margaritaville, then somebody's going to sing with you out there.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good.
Okay.
That livens me up. It makes me feel really calm when I see that.
That is a great.
And you do that too. Well, when I've heard you sing, you do a lot of songs that people know. It's the secret is to do songs that people know well too. And that's what I have learned. Like if I'm playing for seniors, I usually start with you make me feel so young. You make me feel so spring is sprung. I do stuff that they know well, that they have heard.
Yes, right.
Recognizable songs.
Right.
Yeah. And that's one of my big secrets is that. It's just to do songs, to start with songs. Yeah.
That people are gonna.
Like when Papa, used to play.
Yeah. Papa Gravy.
Yeah. He did a song called, it was, I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced. So when he started doing that song, everybody knew it. Yeah. So by the time he was going, Mr. Bojangles, everybody was singing that,
Right, exactly. That's
so you do stuff usually that people know, that people liked. You assume,
Yeah.
Like if I'm doing a Beatles song, if I'm doing Hey Jude, that people love Hey Jude.
Yeah. True.
When I find myself in times,
Yeah.
Let it be any of those. Yeah. So that's
That's great.
And another thing is, I try and not bring words with me if I don't have to.
Yeah.
I'll just read the lyrics out of a book I have. Out of that night, I used that book only maybe 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
I try to memorize everything. I write the titles of the songs on a page. Yeah. And if it says, tie your yellow ribbon around there, I'm coming home, I've done. But these are songs that we memorized. So memorizing our songs is so important.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to depend on looking at
exactly.
You
I
know?
agree. I do the
I
same.
know, yeah,
I'm
you
not-
do.
yeah.
You do that same thing too. You
Yeah.
just you look
Yeah.
at the title on your phone,
Right.
but yeah, and
Yeah.
I find that to be more relaxing too.
Yeah.
Not to depend
Oh,
on
to try to,
apparatus.
yeah.
Yeah,
My pad just has the list, and
that's what
I
I
couldn't have it
is
any other way. Yeah.
usually it's a list.
I
Yeah,
don't think I could
yeah,
actually try to
Yeah.
follow something and still be
yeah.
engaged.
But everybody has their own style,
Totally.
and everybody has their own way
Which is a beautiful thing.
doing
right?
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have so much admiration for so many musicians who play around here. I mean, men and women both, because
Yeah.
I have a lot of great other women friends who are awesome, you know.
Yeah.
You and I
Yeah.
have a few of them. Debbie
Sure.
Iacovone, you
Yeah,
know.
sure.
Yeah, which
Absolutely.
we have all played
Together. At
together,
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
and
I know.
there's a lot of wonderful people out there playing
Yeah.
music. Yeah,
Right. Always
Yeah.
love meeting a new
of course.
person and seeing. Yeah.
And it's nice to share the spotlight with others.
Right.
You know,
always
why
do that.
should you just want to be the only one? You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree.
I
yeah.
no, I
You always do that. Invite people.
oh no,
love
I
that.
invite people every time I play alone. If I can have one or two musical acts
Yeah.
come up and do a few songs,
Yeah.
I do that. I would
Yeah.
do that with you anytime, you know.
Right. And you
I
have.
would do it with other
Yeah.
people too, I know, you know.
For
That
sure.
yeah.
I love that. I love doing that. I love that you do that. Maybe
Yeah.
you might have been the first person I saw do that during their shows, and
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's just awesome. Hey, I only have one more question for you.
Yes.
Okay, it's like this: if you could have your fans, or if you could have people remember you by one thing, what would it be?
Musical honesty. I mean, when I play in a place, I'm me. I'm who I am, and I just want them to know that I'm me.
Yeah.
I'm me, and that I'm me, myself, and and I'm there not to show off. I'm there not to sound better than anyone else. I'm there to do what I feel I do well, and try and do it to my ability, but still with a lot of respect, and a lot of respect for the other musicians who are out there too.
Yeah.
That's I just want to be known as me. That's it.
Yeah.
Easygoing guy, which I am.
Yeah.
And I mean, right now I don't even step on a spider. I cup him and put him outside. So I don't have a heart to even kill anything anymore.
Yeah.
I just love nature. When I look at ants on the ground, I try and walk around them as much as I can, because I don't want to step on them.
Yeah.
And I don't want to step ever on anybody. I just want to die with a wonderful, clean heart and a clean mind. And like I said, I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends I love. Men and women both. They're good people. They're my buddies who have died, who were like brothers and sons to me. And people have been very good to me. Really. I've been lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife and I have both been lucky with our friends.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful way to live and be remembered as.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I believe in having a pure mind, a pure heart, a pure soul, and it's a work in progress. We all have to work at that.
Sure. Yeah.
We all have to do that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, well, when I turn 70, I'm gonna turn a new leaf.
You are?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you wanna hear about it?
I do.
Well, when I turn 70, I am going to relax.
Oh, all right.
And I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna try and sleep 10 hours a day if I ever can.
This is great.
And I'm just gonna live. And that's it. And I have a wife. I love my wife very much. And my wife and I need one another, and that's how it is until we die. And I'm just blessed to have her. And but I have a lot of good friends. I have a lot of female friends because they're ladies who sing, who have hired me in the past to play music with them, and I respect females very much, and like I respect men very much, and I'm just I'm just glad to be alive every day.
Yeah.
And I thank God that I don't stutter the way I used to stutter.
Yeah.
And I have diabetes, and I have muscular dystrophy in my legs, and I've lived with that for so many years. I don't even mention that because
you're amazing.
I just think that with me it's living that live. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I want to
beautiful.
Thank you so much for the interview because I feel like people don't really know me. I've been doing these things for so many decades and years, and I feel like I'm not known, you know, and I've been doing this for a long time. And I just want people to know who I am, you know. And
well, I'm glad people have had the opportunity to
thank you. I want
to and learn a little about you.
Thank you for the opportunity for interviewing me, and
thank you for.
And I want to thank God for not hardly stuttering one time, Lord.
During your interview. Very good.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For being here. And you all heard it. Sergio is willing and interested to play a little music for us. So we're going to take a moment now and so he can get his guitar, and we'll be right back. Okay, hold on. Okay, hello. Well, I'm back with Sergio Torres, and he is going to play a song for us. That's a musical song that he created. And what would you like to say about this song?
This is a song that I wrote when I was, in fact, I'm still at the man himself, but this was a few years ago. An individual who was passing in this room, and I usually go to certain people's rooms that I'm asked to and play and pray, and so I wrote this song out of my head. It just came out of my heart, and that's how the first song I wrote came to be.
Came to be. Okay. And it's called
Peace.
Okay, it's called Peace. And I'm going to step back, and Sergio's going to do Peace. Here we go. Well, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
That was so beautiful. Thank you for sharing it with us.
It's these things that I do that come from your mind and your heart, you know. And so everybody gets inspired by things. I mean, there's so many talented people in the world that are talented. They can crochet like nothing. They do the art. There's God gives everybody a talent. Believe me, He does. Everybody has their own talent.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate Sergio coming here and doing this
Thank you
today, and all of you for hanging out and listening and learning more about Sergio with us, Sergio Torres. And he's in Vermont. If you ever have a chance to listen to him, I think you'll really be grateful for the experience. I know I always am. And so I want to say thank you, everybody, for joining us again in another episode of Musicians Are Extraordinary. For me, because I think musicians are extraordinary, and songwriters and creative people. And so stay tuned in the future for more Vermont musicians coming up, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.